Hey, Butchie, what was the message going into the third period there, or going into overtime where,
Go
you
ahead,
give
Joe.
it back? Hello, you got me? Hello?
Maybe try someone else. What do you say?
Try Dan Roach.
There you go.
Can you hear me, Bruce? Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you hear me, Bruce? Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Can you hear me, Bruce? Hello, hello, hello. 1, 2, 1,
It's been a
2.
trip of technical difficulties, Michael.
Yep.
Hello.
Hags, try us again, Hags.
Butchie, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear now.
Oh, thank God we
Question
solved
is,
that.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
On the
All
same
right.
page. Let's get it up and running here.
All right, sounds good. What was the message going into the overtime? Obviously, you give up that goal in the third period. You have 21 shots on Pornidon and Varlamov. Can't get one past him. Then maybe you see some frustration creeping in towards the end. What's the message going into overtime?
I don't know if there was frustration, to be honest. Obviously, clearly we wanted to score, extend the lead. We did everything we could to do that. The message was simply two things. How we played the second period, because they're defending the far end from your bench. We went over the tactical stuff. The Islanders are a very good second period team in the playoffs. The other night, they got us on some situations where we could have been better in our line changes, getting into position, how we managed the puck. So we dealt with that first. And then the obvious that I thought we were clearly the better team. We're going into overtime. We have to have that attitude that we have been, understand what they do well, and put that, play behind us where they scored. So guys did a good job with that. Obviously, they came out in overtime with a lot of juice from their goal. Tuukka made a couple of nice saves off the rush there. And we get a bit of a fortunate goal. One I felt we deserved. We had enough good looks that he stopped us on. We were off net that, one from there finally found its way in.
Roachy.
Hey, can you hear me?
Dan, loud and clear.
Just a kind of a follow-up to what Hags was saying there, Bruce. How you preach a lot to just throw the puck at the net. Kind of classic example right there from Marchand.
Yeah, and I think more importantly was the breakout through the neutral zone. We found areas where we can get through there into that soft ice where we can gain the blue line on the outside. And what we do from there, we've tried different things. D coming late, center lane drive. First goal is a good example of that. We got it into Smitty with a lateral pass. So this case was play off the shot. Marshy's line or Bergey's line does that as well as any line in the league, I believe. So I think that was the intent for Marshy, draw some people out of the middle of the ice, get it to the net, see if we can get some people going to the net for a second chance. Just happened to go in. So good for Marshy. He's, he's a big time player. He might've been a guy that got off his game a little bit at the start. But ends up finding it and becomes makes a huge play for us. So great leadership there, and happy for him and his line because they certainly generated lots of looks.
Steve Conroy.
Hey, Bruce, first off, any word on how Brandon is doing?
I talked to him there. He I guess I don't know what to say. He said he was feeling pretty good, but I don't know what that means relevant to the hit he took. So I think that's one we have to assess in the morning. We have a day in between, obviously, if you can't go to sort through our options. We got all left sticks left. So, who goes over? How does that work out if you can't go? But I don't want to rule him out, Steve, until we see him in the morning and we get a final word from our medical staff. It never looks good when you leave like that. But at the end of the day, he was here talking to his teammates. So maybe he'll be fine. Smitty came back quick from an injury that we weren't sure on. So hopefully it's good news with Brandon as well.
Matt Porter.
Bruce, on Brad's goal, I mean, that is not an area where many winners are scored. Can you just comment on how that shot goes in? And, it looks for a little while there like Varlamov is, about to steal this game from you guys.
Well, it certainly was an area that, high in the net, Smitty scored there. There's some goals going in that area of the net, but did we expect it to go in from there? I mean, only Brad can answer that. Obviously you don't, especially after all the saves he made in tight. But at the end of the day, it did. So maybe there's a little bit of a screen. Maybe he's late picking it up. Again, only he can answer that. I don't care, to be honest with you. When in the net, we won the game. You don't ask how sometimes. I think we didn't really steal it, my estimation. I thought we played a really, really solid road game, good on the penalty kill, overcame, an injury to our guys. So we got shortened bench, did a lot of things well, gave up a late lead on a bit of a misread. It wasn't some sort of huge breakdown. We found a way. So good for Brad. Again, it doesn't matter where it comes from as long as it finds the back of the net, especially this time of the year. And we're going to enjoy it. Again, look at some stuff tomorrow, what we can do better, things we did well, and keep building on that part of our game, and look forward to game 4. I got to say, Matt, it was a great atmosphere in here tonight. Crowd was excellent. The energy was good. It's like playoff hockey again from, TD Garden was rocking the other night. This place is loud. This is what it truly is all about. It was a good atmosphere, and it's just nice to come out on the right side of it.
Kevin Dupont.
Butch, the first 25 minutes there, so it took you only had, I think, 6 or 7 shots, and then it was really lopsided after that mark. I saw Charlie deliver a big hit on Pajot. What turned that for you in the second period?
I don't know if there's one moment. I think we just started playing better. I think we defended better, them coming out. As I said the other night, we gave up, the Palmieri goal was just a breakdown on our sort of where we go on a line change, and they stretch us out, and all of a sudden they're coming at us with numbers. And so we limited that for one thing, Kevin. I mean, we didn't have a lot of shots, but either did they. If you look at it, it was more of a tighter checking game in the first period for both teams. And then I think we just, sort of picked up our game as we went along, and a couple of lines get a chance. Krejci gets a great look, and now we start understanding where we can generate some offense and get behind their D. Now Richie's got one all alone in front. So all of a sudden it kind of snowballs a little bit where lines are getting looks. And then going into the third, we just started feeling better about our game. We get on the power play. Of course, your top guys get touches. We're all around the net. So that generates some anxiety for them as well and gives our guys confidence. So all in all, I don't know if it was one particular play. I think we just got better as the game went on. Did a better job in the second period with the kind of the momentum battle, the territory battle I was talking about the other day. We weren't stuck in our own end the whole time. So you have some energy to get going on offense, and we were able to do it.
Fluto.
Bruce, Tuukka had to make his saves, but in front of him, the layers, the sticks, the shot blocks, what did you see from guys in front of him?
I liked our game in that regard, Fluto. I mean, our guys are always willing to block shots. I mean, we have work to do with our sticks. I still think some penalty kill stuff, and we got away with some sticks that were in the, were outside when they should have been inside, and vice versa. I think that's stuff we keep harping on, and players just have to pick up on. But I thought we did a good job. That the best chances we gave up were obviously, we had a point shot in the first period, I think was tipped into them, and they transitioned in a hurry, got behind our D. Beauvillier did it again later. We got a shot blocked. I think Losey had one block that came back, but I don't know if that one hurt us. So some of that was us just having to do a better job at the blue line. But all in all, our structure in terms of protecting those turn up plays to the slot and their D late, mostly pretty good. I don't recall a lot of point blankers in the slot where we had big breakdowns. We were worse the other night in that area. I do remember early in the first period, their D coming late with a couple. I think it was Pulak on his offside a couple times, but I mean, that's just a D beating us up ice. So to your question, yes, I liked our structure a lot away from the puck and through the neutral zone. Breakdowns were a lot less than the other night. I think it showed in the scoring chances against and in the shot clock, and our ability to get going the other way as well.
Last one for Coach Tara Sullivan.
I'll just follow up what Fluto asked. Overall, Tuukka's performance. You've answered so many questions about his health. He looked great tonight. What did you see?
Yeah, he was rock solid. I mean, his puck play wasn't as sharp as it usually is, but Tara, that's not always on the goalie. Those are on the defenseman talking to him on the way back. So I don't know if noise had something to do with it, or we weren't communicating quick enough, because there was a few I think we could have pushed to the opposite D that it went to. We overcame it. I know one was in the second period for sure, one in the first. Solid in the nets. The goalie gave up. We had a breakdown in front of the net by our D, took the wrong route. Guy stayed with the puck, Barzell. I think Tuukka, was strong on the post. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite seal it. Looked really good in overtime, square to the shooters. Any rebounds, he was resetting. I thought on the PK, he held his ice when he had to. So a lot of good things. I thought it was a great goaltended game by their guy and our guy. And that's why you get a 1-1 into overtime. That's what you expect in the playoffs. I was asked that the other day. What I thought was a little bit surprising in the series was the amount of goals from two very good defensive teams. This is more what I thought it would be, a little more of the 2-1 type of games. And sure enough, that was the case tonight.
Thank you, Coach.